Hey, Josh here. So I wanted to talk about how and why writing a book is the ultimate test of patience. There's a lot of tests of patience in life, right? But writing a book is definitely one of them. So I'm currently writing my second book. It's an epic fantasy book, and I got the idea for this book in 2022. So like 3 years ago, and I started working on it, writing the first draft in 2023. And I'm still on the first draft, and it's like 2025. I'm about 70% of the way to the end. So I'm really currently working on it quite a lot. I've decided like I really want to get to the end of this first draft so I can make progress on this thing, because it's actually book two in a series. And by the way, it's an epic fantasy book, so it's not it's typically like epic fantasy. We're talking about big books, and this particular book is it's a pretty ambitious project for me, especially as my second book. But I just want to tell the story how the story wants to be told, and it's gonna be a pretty big book. So that's why it's kind of taking a while. And unfortunately, like the books I've been writing have had to take a back burner in my life, because like writing isn't my main thing. I'm a musician, entrepreneur. I'm like building a business and things. So unfortunately, writing is like on the back foot. But even still, it's like the process requires so much patience, because even with my first book, which I started writing in 2017, and I finished the first draft in 2020, 3 years later, and then I did the first write through, like actually writing the book, because the draft is like writing the story, but the first write through, especially certainly for me in my process, that is when you like craft the scenes and things, right? And then I'd finished that in 2021, and then I did the edit in 2022, and I've been working towards getting it self-published. It's still not published yet, and now it's 2025. And because it's an epic fantasy story, and I've been working on a lot of the world building, and I've been scoping out, I've been like creating the bigger arc of the story and the characters. Now I've got so much more information, so I have to go back and like do another edit of the first book before I publish it. And so this thing isn't going to get out until late next year, I don't reckon. So we're talking about a 10-year journey. I started writing it in 2017, the draft, and it's probably going to get published in 2026. It's like 9 years later. And so I've had to be so patient with the story, certainly the first book, because it's like I really want to tell the story. Like, I mean, I've told the story, but I want to share it with people. I want people to read the story and get to know these characters and all of these things, right? But it's like I can't yet. I have to wait like a whole nother year just to go through the self-publishing process to share it, right? So it's been a big test of my patience, right? And certainly with writing the second book now, I'm only on the first draft. I've got to do the next pass, and then there's a lot of work to do essentially. And like, if I publish the first book, I'm not going to publish the second book right after that. Like, it would be another few years. And so my point here is that writing a book is like the work that you do. Like, I'm spending 90 minutes every morning working on my book here on my desk. And it's like that work that I'm doing, I'm not going to see payoff from that work for another like 3, 4, potentially 5 years. I'm not going to be able to share this work with people until like 3 or 4 years down the road. And it's like, it requires a lot of patience. But that's only one like manifestation of what I get out of the work. Like, just writing the book in itself is already like enough satisfaction. Like, I'm not becoming a writer to become like rich or famous or become a successful author or anything like that. Though that would be great. I'd love to. I'd love that, but only in the sense that if I was a successful author, it would mean that more people would be reading my story. That's all I care about. I just care about the story. I love writing so much, which is why I decided to make it kind of like a secondary thing for my life. It's not something I wanted to rely on as a career, because I think there are certain traps with trying to become a career author. Like, for example, if you want to go traditional publishing and you want to publish your first book, what might happen is they will literally buy your book, but you've got no leverage over them. So they would just like rearrange the book and all of these things, which I've just heard these stories with traditional publishing, especially for debut authors. It's like they can just rework the story because you want a career and they're the publishers, so they're gonna raise your book up, but only to their standards. So yeah, that's a rant for another video. But that's why I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go self-publishing because I want to actually share this story. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling on now. So yeah, that's some thoughts on why writing requires a lot of patience. Writing a book requires a lot of patience, because especially like when you start working on the book, like chapter 1, it's like, oh my god, it feels like there's so much to go. Like, and sometimes you're just sitting there working on a scene and you're like, what the heck? This is it's been like oh my god, it's been like 2 hours and I've only written like 100 words. Like, this can happen sometimes, you know. And then like sometimes you have a whole session and you look back and you're like, oh my god, this was terrible. It's not even accurate to the world building. Oh no. And it's like it's just, oh my gosh, there's a lot of patience required, and I think that's actually why most people who start writing a book don't finish it. The stats are crazy. I haven't looked at them exactly. I might have to do that after this video. But apparently only like 3%, like something like 10% of people, I don't know, 10 or 3% of people who start writing a book actually finish it. So the stats are crazy. So I think just the key is to actually enjoy the process of writing. Enjoy the sitting at your desk and writing. Like, for me, that's the joy. Getting to tell the story, getting to explore it for myself, because as writers, we're the first people to actually experience the story, you know? Like, we get to experience the story and the characters, the first person in the entire world, right? It's us. We're the one explore. It's almost like an exploration. If you can make an exploration, that is the key to writing. I really do believe that. If it feels like an exploration while you're writing, an adventure, yeah, and just enjoying the moment there at your desk, maybe having a coffee or a tea or some snacks or something, making it cozy, creating an ambience, like that's one of the secrets for me, definitely. But yeah, that's some thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts below. I'm considering maybe starting like a community for writers. If you're interested in that, let me know. Certainly fantasy writers. And I also wanna help people to write their first book, because I reckon there's just so many frustrations with that. And I've written my first book, and I can definitely help people through that process. So let me know. I don't know. I'm just like riffing ideas here. I'm so hungry to create things, and I just want to help people. And like, it's definitely with writing. I love writing so much. It's brought me so much joy, and adventure. Anyway, that's it for this video. Good luck. See ya.